I've been envisioning this recipe for the past 2 days. And because I really wanted to film this outdoors, but it's been raining for the past 2 weeks, I kept postponing. And then it hit me like, are you not going to share your recipes just because you can't film outside? And then I thought, no. The power of me sharing these recipes is not whether I film it inside or outside. The power is in what I'm sharing with you, because these recipes are of great value. Now first, I washed my bitter leaf, placed it in a bowl of water and added salt. The salt allows all the dirt to be released and potential worms. Now while the bitter leaf is sitting in water, we're gonna start preparing our ingredients: garlics, hot pepper, and onion. I often crush my garlics because it makes the peeling process so much easier. The skin literally just comes off. As shown in the beginning of the video, we are making a wrap, some greens, and some crunchy balls. The left pile of garlics are for the wraps, and the right pile of garlics are for the crunchy chickpea balls. Now for the vegetables, we will only use onion and hot pepper. Let's start preparing the bitter leaves. If you've been watching my videos for a while now, you know that I always like to caramelize my onion and hot pepper before I do anything else. Now while that is caramelizing on medium heat, we're going to take out a handful of bitter leaves, squeeze out the water, and then cut it into small pieces. I say it as a question because I don't know how to call this. Are these small pieces? You're just gonna chop it, okay? Now once your onion is slightly brown, you're gonna add your chopped bitter leaves to the pot. Now start mixing the greens so that the onions, hot pepper, and the vegetables can all become one. Next, we're gonna add a little bit of water so that the steaming can be enhanced, followed by a little bit of sweet soy sauce and 2 vegan stock cubes. You can also use Himalayan salt, but I've really been loving these stock cubes. Now close the pot and let it steam. I soaked these green split peas overnight with a clove of garlic, and the garlic basically pulls out most of the gas. Now the next day, throw away that water, add your peas to the blender along with fresh water, garlics, and 1 stock cube, and then blend it all until smooth. Now we're gonna check up on our steamed vegetables, see if they're soft enough, and once they're soft enough, we're gonna move on to our wraps. Now this is the texture you are going for. Pour the batter in the middle of the pan and allow it to spread out. And by way of movement, you can help it to cover the entire pan. You can even use the back of a spoon to help spread out the batter. On medium heat, you're gonna let it cook, do its thing without interference. And whenever it's ready, you're gonna flip it onto the other side and then repeat the process. Next, the chickpea balls. Cut your garlics into tiny pieces, add it to the chickpeas, then add cumin seeds. I normally use whole cumin seeds, but I didn't have none today, so I just used cumin powder, and then I used some Himalayan salt and banana flour and a handful of celery. Now once that's all in the pan, you're gonna mix everything before you start mashing. And you don't need to mash them until completely smooth. We actually want them to be a little chunky because the chunkiness adds more to the crunch. After everything is completely mashed, you're gonna take a spoon and create these small balls. I like to create the balls and then mash them a little so it's like a ball but then a flat ball, if you know what I mean. Just watch what I'm doing. And then you just repeat the process until it's ready to fry. I decided to use 4 balls for this wrap because I want it to be nice and filling. So the chickpeas that were left, I placed in a container and then put it in the freezer until I'm ready to make chickpea balls again. Now in the meantime, add some oil to a pan, let it preheat. Once the oil is hot, that's when you add your chickpea balls, and not earlier, because if you add them earlier, they will just dissolve. Also, if you decide to fry more than 5, do not add all of them in the pan at the same time. because then too they will dissolve. They actually need space to fry. Now the sauce I use to sprinkle on top is literally sweet soy sauce, black soy, oregano, and ketchup. And then you literally just mix everything together. But to get the texture thicker, you can also take a small pan and just heat up this sauce. And then we're ready to eat. You can now layer your wrap. Now I layered mine with a good amount, okay? A good amount of vegetables. Then added some fresh cucumbers. And after I added the cucumbers, I added the crunchy chickpea balls. And then after that, I sprinkled the sauce on top. Oh my gosh. If you actually want to eat it as a wrap, you know, rolled up and thing, you can use wrapping paper or foil to do that. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one.